What if the confidence you're desperately searching for is a shadow and you are the one casting it? What if the person you're trying to become is the only thing preventing you from being who you are? The final few minutes of this video hold a quiet truth about this that is so simple yet so profound, it might change how you see yourself forever. Please stay for that. Empty mirror. You've come here today because you want something. You want to feel confident. You want to remove this heavy cloak of self-doubt that seems to follow you into every room, every conversation, every quiet moment alone. It whispers to you, tells you that you are not enough, that you are going to fail, that you are somehow lacking. And so you seek solutions. You look for a way to build a new you, a better you, a confident you. But I want to propose something very gentle and perhaps a little strange. What if the problem isn't that you lack confidence? What if the problem is that you believe you are a self that needs it? Think about a mirror. A mirror is empty. It has no opinion. When a bird flies past, it reflects a bird. When a storm cloud gathers, it reflects a storm cloud. It doesn't cling to the image of the bird, wishing the cloud would go away. It doesn't judge the cloud or praise the bird. It simply reflects what is. It is in a state of pure, effortless acceptance. This is your true nature. Your original mind, before the stories, is like this mirror. But we are not taught to be the mirror. We are taught to be the image in the mirror. We identify with the fleeting reflection. We see a reflection of failure and we say, I am a failure. We see a reflection of awkwardness and we say, I am awkward. We build an entire identity, a character, a self out of these passing reflections. This self is a fragile construction. It is made of thoughts, memories, and the opinions of others. And because it is so fragile, it needs constant protection, constant validation. It needs to be confident to feel safe. Self-doubt is simply the fear that this fragile construction will be exposed or shattered. It is the ego's alarm bell. So the struggle to become confident is actually the struggle to reinforce a fiction. It is a battle that can never truly be won because you are trying to make a temporary shadow feel permanent and solid. The exhaustion you feel is the exhaustion of this constant, impossible effort. But what if we stopped trying to polish the reflection and instead we remembered that we are the mirror itself? This is not a trick of the mind. It is a shift in perspective. It is a homecoming. For the next few minutes, we are not going to add anything to you. We are not going to build a new, confident personality. Instead, we are going to gently, patiently begin to see through the illusion of the self that feels so much doubt. We are going to peel back the layers of story and conditioning, not with force, but with quiet observation. The goal is not to become a confident person. The goal is to realize that you are the silent, spacious awareness in which all feelings, including doubt and confidence, come and go. When you know yourself as this vast, empty, accepting mirror, the desperate need for confidence dissolves. It is replaced by a quiet, unshakable peace, a knowing that you are okay no matter what is being reflected in your life at this moment. This is the beginning of true freedom. So let go of the idea of fixing yourself. There is nothing to fix. Let's simply learn to see what is already here. The journey we are about to take is not one of achievement, but of release. We are letting go of the heavy weight of who we think we are to discover the lightness of what we truly are. This process requires a little patience, a little gentleness with yourself. The voice of doubt will surely arise during this time. It will tell you this is foolish, that this won't work. And when it does, you will not fight it. You will not argue with it. You will simply notice it. You will see it as just another cloud passing in front of the mirror. You will let it be, and you will bring your attention back gently to the feeling of the mirror itself, the silent, aware presence that is reading these words, that is feeling the air on your skin, that is hearing the sounds in the room. This presence is your anchor. It has always been here. It is the only thing that is truly real. Let's begin by looking at where the stories we believe about ourselves actually come from. Let's look at the source of the clouds. Borrowed stories. Where did this voice of doubt come from? It was not there when you were a very small child. As a baby, you did not lie in your crib thinking, am I a good enough baby? Are the other babies better at crying than I am? The sense of a separate, judged self had not yet formed. This self, the one you now carry around, is not you. It is a collection of borrowed stories. It is an accumulation of ideas, beliefs, and experiences that you have gathered throughout your life. Think of it like a coat. When you were young, someone handed you a piece of fabric. Maybe it was a parent who, out of their own fear, told you to be careful, not to take risks. That was a piece of the coat. Then a teacher said you weren't good at math. Another piece of fabric. You had a painful breakup and you added the story, I am unlovable. Another piece. Society, movies, advertisements, they all hand us pieces. You should be more outgoing. You should be more successful. You should look a certain way. And we stitch these pieces together unconsciously, creating a patchwork coat that we call me. We have been wearing this coat for so long that we have forgotten it is a coat. We believe it is our skin, and so we walk through the world, identified with this collection of second-hand stories. This coat is heavy. It is often ill-fitting. It restricts our movement. Self-doubt is the discomfort of wearing a coat that is not truly ours. It's the chafing of a belief that says, I am shy, when your true nature is boundless. It's the weight of a story that says, I am not smart enough, when your true nature is pure, formless intelligence. We spend all our energy trying to adjust the coat, to patch it up, to make it look better to others. We see confidence as a way to make the coat look more impressive, more resilient. But the coat itself is the source of the problem. It is not real, it is just a story. A story you have been telling yourself for so long, you've forgotten it's just a story. And the most beautiful thing is that any story that has been learned can be unlearned. Not by fighting it, but by seeing it for what it is. The freedom we are seeking is not in getting a new, better coat. The freedom is in realizing you don't need to wear a coat at all. Underneath it, your true nature is already whole, complete, and untouched by any of these stories. So how do we begin to take it off? We do it by becoming aware of the stories themselves. We start to notice them as they play out in our minds. When you are about to speak in a meeting and the thought comes, don't say that, it's stupid. Instead of believing it instantly, you can create a tiny gap of awareness. You can say, there is the I'm not smart enough story. You don't judge it, you don't push it away, you simply label it, you see it. There is the story. This simple act of noticing creates separation. It is the beginning of disidentifying from the thought. You are no longer the thought. You are the one who is aware of the anachronistic thought. You are the mirror, not the reflection. This is a profound shift. It is the beginning of taking off the heavy coat, piece by piece, not by tearing it, but by simply recognizing that it is made of borrowed fabric. And as you do this, you must be kind to yourself. This coat has served a purpose. It helped you navigate a complex world. It was a form of protection, a way to make sense of things. So we don't hate the coat, we don't resent it. We simply thank it for its service and gently begin to let it go. We see the story of I am not good enough, and we can feel a sense of compassion for the small child who first learned to believe it. We are not fighting ourselves. We are embracing all parts of our experience with a gentle, loving awareness. The doubt is not an enemy. It is a messenger. It is pointing you towards the stories that are no longer serving you. It is inviting you to look deeper, to question what you believe to be true about yourself. It is an invitation to come home to the space and silence that exists beneath the noise of all these borrowed stories. This is the path we are on now, the path of gentle recognition, silent witness. Now we will move from the conceptual to the experiential. This is the heart of the practice. For this to work, you cannot simply understand it with your mind. You must feel it in your body, in your being. I invite you right now to become a silent witness to your own inner world. You don't need to close your eyes. You don't need to be in a special posture. Just for a moment, bring your attention inward. Notice the feeling of self-doubt. Don't think about it, but feel it. Where does it live in your body? Is it a tightness in your chest, a knot in your stomach, a tension in your shoulders or jaw? Just be curious. Approach this feeling like a kind scientist discovering a new phenomenon. There is no need to change it, to fix it, or to make it go away. The only instruction is to observe, to be with it, to allow it to be exactly as it is. This is a radical act. Our whole life, our every instinct has been to run from this feeling, to distract ourselves from it, to argue with it or to numb it. We are conditioned to believe that this feeling is bad, that it is wrong, that it is evidence of our brokenness. But what if it is just a sensation, like the feeling of warmth from the sun or the feeling of cool water on your skin? It is just energy moving through your body. As you stay with it, as you witness it without judgment, something remarkable begins to happen. The story that is attached to the feeling, the thought that says, "I am not good enough," begins to lose its power. The feeling might still be there, the tightness in the chest might remain, but it is no longer my doubt. It is simply a feeling of tightness. You are creating a space between you, the witness, and the sensation itself. The mind will want to jump in. It will create more stories. It will say, "This is not working. I still feel bad. This is a waste of time." And you will do the same thing with these thoughts. You will witness them. You will notice them without getting caught up in them. You can even label them silently in your mind. Thinking, judging, planning. You see the thoughts as events in your consciousness, just like the sensations in your body are events in your body. You are the calm, unchanging space in which all of this activity, the feelings, the thoughts, the stories, is happening. You are not the activity. You are the space. Can you feel that? The subtle sense of being the container, not the contained. This is the silent witness. It is always here. It is your true self. It is inherently peaceful, inherently whole. It needs nothing. It is already complete. Keep practicing this in small moments throughout your day. When you feel a pang of social anxiety, don't immediately reach for your phone. Take one conscious breath and become the witness. Feel the anxiety as a pure sensation in your body. Watch the anxious thoughts as they arise and pass. Do not engage. Do not fight. Simply witness. You are training yourself to abide in this deeper dimension of your being. The more you do this, the less you will be identified with the surface-level turmoil of your personality. The self-doubt will still visit, perhaps. The old stories will still play, but they will no longer define you. They will be like clouds passing through the vast open sky of your awareness. You will know yourself as the sky, not the clouds. And the sky is not afraid of the clouds. It has room for all of them. This is the essence of inner peace. It is the foundation upon which a new kind of confidence is built, not a confidence of the ego, but a quiet trust in the stillness of your own being. Passing clouds. Let's deepen this understanding of thoughts. We tend to think of our thoughts as us. We believe that what our mind says is a true and accurate reflection of reality, and more importantly, a true reflection of who we are. But this is a profound misunderstanding. Your thoughts are not you. Your thoughts are simply events. They are impersonal, conditioned phenomena that arise and pass away within your consciousness. Imagine you are sitting on a peaceful hillside, looking up at the sky. This sky is your true nature, your awareness. It is vast, open and clear. Now clouds begin to drift by. Some are white and puffy. These are your happy thoughts, your pleasant memories. Some are dark and heavy like storm clouds. These are your thoughts of self-doubt, fear, and worry. As you sit on the hillside, you do not try to grab the white clouds and hold on to them. You know they will pass. And you do not get up and try to fight the dark clouds or push them away. You know that they too will pass. You simply watch them drift. You understand that the clouds are not the sky. The sky is the space in which the clouds appear. The presence of clouds does not damage or stain the sky. Even on the stormiest day, you know that above the darkest clouds, the sky is still there, limitless and blue. This is the relationship you can learn to have with your thoughts. The thought, "I will never be able to do this," is just a dark cloud. That is all it is. It is not a prophetic truth. It is not an accurate assessment of your capabilities. It is a conditioned, habitual pattern of energy and information appearing in your awareness. When you believe you are your thoughts, you are like a person who thinks they are the cloud. When a dark cloud appears, you become the storm. You feel its turbulence, its darkness, its weight. as your very identity. The suffering of self-doubt comes from this mistaken identity. The moment you believe the voice in your head that says, "I am a failure," you become that failure. You are completely identified with the cloud. But freedom comes the moment you are able to say, a thought of failure is passing through my awareness. In that instant, you are no longer the cloud. You are the sky. You have shifted your identity from the transient thought to the timeless awareness that is witnessing the thought. This is the single most powerful shift you can make. It is the key to liberation from the tyranny of your own mind. You are not your thoughts. You are the space for your thoughts. So the practice is to become a cloud watcher. Throughout your day, notice the thoughts that drift into your mind. See them for what they are, ephemeral, impersonal events. Don't try to stop them. Don't judge yourself for having them. The sky doesn't judge the clouds. It simply allows them to be. Let your thoughts come and go without resistance. The more you practice this, the less they will hook you. Their power over you comes from your unconscious belief in them. When you withdraw your belief, they become powerless. They are just noise, just weather patterns passing through. The self-doubt may still shout, but you will hear it as a distant rumble of thunder, not as the voice of truth. You will abide in the clear, silent expanse of your own being. This is where your real strength lies, not in thinking confident thoughts, but in realizing you are the silent sky that is untouched by any thought at all. This knowing is a deep, quiet confidence that does not depend on circumstances. Flowing river. Now let's talk about action. Confidence is often linked to doing things, to achieving goals. And this is where self-doubt can be most paralyzing. It stops us from starting the business, from asking for the date, from sharing our art. We are afraid of the outcome. We are afraid of failure. This fear comes from a deep-seated need to control life. We want to guarantee success before we even begin. This desire for control is the ego at its most frantic. It wants to know the future, to manage every variable, to avoid all pain. But life is not controllable. Life is a wild, unpredictable river. The attempt to control it is like trying to build a dam in the middle of that river with your bare hands. It is exhausting and ultimately futile. The river will always win. True confidence is not about controlling the river. It is about learning to flow with it. It is the confidence of a skilled rafter. The rafter does not command the river. They do not fight the current. They study it, they respect it, they feel its power, and they move with it. They use their paddle not to fight the river, but to navigate its twists and turns. They know that there will be rapids. They know there will be calm patches. They don't see the rapids as failure and the calm as success. They see it all as part of the river. Their confidence is not in their ability to stop the rapids, but in their ability to navigate them. It is a trust in their capacity to respond to whatever the river brings. This is a completely different kind of confidence. It is not brittle and rigid. It is fluid and adaptable. It is a deep surrender to the process, not a fixation on the outcome. When you are identified with the ego, with the fragile self, you are trying to force the river of life to go in a straight line. You have a very specific destination in mind, and any deviation feels like a catastrophic failure. This is why self-doubt is so painful. It is the fear that the river won't go where you want it to go. But when you disidentify from the ego and realize you are the silent witness, the vast awareness, you can let go of this need for control. You can step into the raft. You can pick up the paddle. You can start that project. You can have that conversation, not because you know you will succeed, but because you are willing to flow with the experience. You are open to the outcome, whatever it may be. You understand that even if you fall out of the raft, even if you fail in the eyes of the world, the river continues. You can get back in and keep flowing. The failure is not a final judgment on your worth. It is simply a moment of turbulence in the river. So, the next time you feel the paralysis of self-doubt before taking an action, bring this metaphor to mind. See the action not as a test you must pass, but as a river you are about to enter. Let go of the need to control the outcome. Instead, focus on the process of navigating. What is the very first, smallest paddle stroke you can take? Send the email, write the first sentence, say the first hello. Don't worry about the entire journey. Just focus on that one present moment action. Trust in your ability to respond to the next moment when it arrives. This is surrendering to the flow. It is a dance with life, not a battle against it. And in this surrender, you will find a profound sense of ease and power. A quiet confidence that comes not from being in control, but from the wisdom of letting go. This is the way of the river. Rooted tree. While the mind can be a sky of passing clouds and life can be a flowing river, we need an anchor. We need a way to feel this wisdom in our physical being, not just as a beautiful idea. The mind is where doubt is born, in the realm of concepts and future projections. The body, however, exists only in the present moment. It is our anchor to the now. When you feel lost in the storm of your thoughts, the quickest way back to solid ground is through your body. Imagine yourself as a great old tree. Your feet are your roots, growing down deep into the earth. Feel this right now. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel the solidity of the ground beneath you. It is holding you. It is supporting you completely. You don't have to do anything to be held. You are already supported. Let your legs be the strong, stable trunk of the tree. Your spine is straight but not rigid, rising up towards the sky. Your shoulders can relax. Your arms, the branches, can be loose and at ease. Now bring your attention to your breath. The breath is the wind, gently rustling the leaves of the tree. You don't have to force your breath. Just notice it. Notice the cool air coming in and the warm air going out. The tree does not struggle to breathe. It simply receives the air and lets it go. Each breath is a reminder that you are part of a larger process. You are being breathed by life itself. The tree stands in stillness, yet it is full of life. It is grounded, stable, and secure in its connection to the earth. It does not worry about the next storm. It has weathered many storms before. It knows that its strength is not in resisting the wind, but in its deep roots and its flexible branches. When the wind blows, the tree sways. It yields. It doesn't break. This is a posture you can inhabit, both literally and metaphorically. When you are caught in a spiral of self-doubt, come back to the tree, stand up, or even just feel it while sitting. Feel your roots. Feel the earth. Breathe. Drop your awareness out of the chaotic weather of your mind and down into the solid, quiet earth of your body. The body does not doubt. The body simply is. This practice of embodiment grounds your awareness. It brings you out of the abstract future and into the tangible reality of the present. And in the present moment, there is often no problem. In this exact second, as you feel your feet on the floor and the air entering your lungs, are you okay? Yes. The suffering is almost always about a past you cannot change or a future you cannot control. The body is your gateway to the peace of the present. So let the tree be your sanctuary. When you are about to enter a challenging situation, take 30 seconds to become the tree. Root yourself. Breathe. Feel your stability. This is not a mental trick. It is a physiological shift. It calms your nervous system. It signals to your entire being that you are safe, that you are grounded. From this place of rooted stillness, you can face the winds of life with much greater ease. Your confidence will not come from a puffed up chest or an aggressive stance. It will come from this deep, quiet connection to your own physical being. It is the confidence of the mountain, of the ocean, of the ancient tree. It is a confidence that says, I am here. I am solid. I am held. I can allow the winds to blow because my roots are deep. This feeling, this rootedness, is always available to you. You just have to remember to come home to your body. Inner stillness. We have journeyed far. We looked at the self as an illusion, a mirror. We saw our doubts as borrowed stories. We learned to be a silent witness, to see our thoughts as passing clouds. We embraced life as a flowing river and grounded ourselves like a rooted tree. And now we arrive at the heart of the matter. We arrive at the confidence you were seeking when you first began watching, but you may notice it feels very different from what you expected. It is not loud. It is not arrogant. It is not the absence of fear. It is not the certainty of success. True, unshakable confidence is a deep, abiding inner stillness. It is the peace of the sky that is always present behind the clouds. It is the silence of the forest floor beneath the rustling leaves. It is the quiet knowing that you are fundamentally okay. This inner stillness is your true nature. It is who you were before the world told you who you should be. It has been here all along, waiting patiently beneath the noise of your mind. The work we have done today has not been to create this stillness, but to clear away some of the clutter that was obscuring it. The self-doubt, the stories, the identification with thought, these were the layers of dust covering the luminous surface of your own being. By witnessing them without judgment, you have allowed them to settle. And in the space that has been created, you can begin to feel this profound stillness at your core. It is a feeling of being home. It is a release from the exhausting struggle to be someone else, to be better, to be more. It is the simple, radical acceptance of what is. This stillness is the source of real power. From this place, you can act in the world with courage and grace, not because you are fearless, but because you are no longer defined by your fear. The fear can be there as a cloud in the sky, but you remain the sky. You can make a decision not from a place of frantic ego, but from a place of quiet intuition. You can listen to others, not from a need to defend your own position, but from a place of open, spacious awareness. You are no longer living from the fragile, constructed self. You are living from the vast, indestructible space of your true nature. This changes everything. The desperate search for external validation falls away because you have found an inner wellspring of peace that is not dependent on anything outside of yourself. This is not an end point. It is a beginning. It is a new way of living, a new way of being in the world. There will be days when the clouds are dark and the river is turbulent. There will be times when you forget, when you get lost in the old stories again. And that is okay. That is part of the human experience. But now you have a map. You have the tools. You can always come back. You can come back to the witness, back to the breath, back to the tree, back to the flow. You can always come home to the inner stillness that is your birthright. It is always here, waiting for you. It is the greatest gift you can give to yourself. The confidence you were looking for was never in the future. It was here all along, in the silent, peaceful center of your own being. The search is over. The striving can cease. You were never broken. You were never lacking. All this time, you were not the frightened character in the story. You were the silent, loving awareness holding the entire book. You were always whole. You were always the sky. Welcome home. I've been fighting with my own mind for 20 years. After watching this, I just sat in silence and cried for 10 minutes. Not from sadness, but from relief. The idea that I don't have to fight anymore. That I can just watch the thoughts instead of being them. It's like a 1,000-pound weight has been lifted from my soul. Thank you doesn't even begin to cover it.